Welcome to Tarot for Celebrities. Today we are going to do a special tarot reading for Miss Betty White. She has passed away at 99, and she passed away today. I believe that she passed away in Los Angeles. So she's made an enormous impact on everybody's life that probably knew her and does know her and has watched her, and you name it. I mean, she is definitely one of the hearts, the place being in the hearts of everybody. Okay, we're going to do a tarot card reading for and on Betty White, excuse me. I'm just going to go over a few things with her, just like I kind of do with my other celebrity readings. This one's just a little bit different. Again, this is more of like a grief, passing, other side messages type of tarot reading. She is a Capricorn sun sign. She was a Virgo moon sign. And any of the information on this reading will be in the description box. And you can check out any of the extra information on this tarot reading also at the end of this video. She was born Betty Marion White, and it was on January 17th, 1922. She was 99 years old. She's an American actress, comedian, presenter. She was a singer, author, and television personality. In 2013, the Guinness World Records book awarded Betty White with having the longest television career any other female entertainer. So to a contemporary audience, White is best known for her television role Sue Ann Nivens on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and that was 1973 to 77, and Rose, of course, on the Golden Girls, Honey, and that was 1985 through 92. And I remember growing up, as I was growing up, that was definitely on our TV. That thank you for being a friend. Yeah, that one. Anyway, she made a regular appearance on the game show Password and Match Game, and played reoccurring roles on Mama's Family, Boston Legal, The Bold and the Beautiful, That 70s Show, and Community. All right, so we are going to get started. We're going to find out a little bit about Betty White, just through cards, just kind of going over who she was, what she was through these tarot cards, as well as if she were looking back on life right at this moment, what would she think of her life now that she is moved on, as well as just what she wished she would have paid more attention to within life, any kind of like lessons learned or lessons that she might have shown us, and the wishes that she hopes that she had left here with us. Okay. Also, any last messages, last words as far as tarot cards go on our very last card, so it'd be less of a likely outcome and more into the last words, and any messages that she would love to stay here with. I am going to get started. All right, we're going to find out a little bit about her within these cards here. Okay. Obviously. So just everything she kind of did, she did with a self-assuredness. She did with passion. She definitely was very restless in her own dwelling. The adventure was always a thing for her. And there was a sudden event that needed immediate attention before her passing. And time was an essence. So it's almost like there was a little bit of a delay on that, because she was supposed to be thinking, fully and clearly and taking no time at all to do it. So it was something that needed to be attended to immediately as far as this goes. I got to turn these lights on. I cannot see anything. Just kind of coming into an ending here with this 10 of water. That's definitely showing me the ending of a connection to this world. She's coming into the ending of a connection of love, feeling her intuition, her heart. I mean, those things were all coming to a close, ending with that chapter, you know, leaving those things behind with her loved ones, I'm sure. She had a very rewarding family life. As far as like love, relationships, connections, those things were always complete. They always felt whole. They always made sense, especially when had to do with any of her relationships. They were trusting, and that made sense. That always made sense as far as her relationships went. Family life and emotional, trusting relationships were very vital to within her life and within who she was. Get our last one here. She had a lot of knowing. She had the ability to know a lot of things. She was very it didn't even need to like come into like an ideal thing, but I mean it was ideal all the time. Like she always knew things. And she always, you know, she made the plans, she made the revisions, and there was definitely something that was more to the eye here, always, constantly. And it was always before, you know, it felt like poor timing when she would deliver the things that she was delivering. She was giving us something and it looked like poor timing, or it looked like, okay, she's out of character. Okay, well, she's saying this, she's saying that. Betty White had words that were probably poor timing for a lot of people, but that's what made her Betty White. She said things and did things that were very much unseen. But again, there was more than meets the eye here with this one. Especially if you were to look at her, you would never really assume that that's what you were getting. Okay, she never let us down with a little bit of a giggle or a surprise. Let's find out how she sees her life looking on it now. What does she see looking back now? Definitely in an awakening. Yes. She's definitely an awakening, sparking a lot of new beginning here, a lot of new energy, a lot of new differences. The awakening is beautiful though. She's looking at everything from a different perspective. I can just imagine her just kind of like trying to look at everything right now. She's definitely looking at things from a different perspective as of right now. And it is a temporary standstill. So she's somewhere temporary at the moment on her way to wherever she's going. I really feel as though that there's always like a pause or some place that you start and stop and go. And I feel like she's in a place definitely where it's kind of like at this, you know, pause, or it's almost like she's in a lobby, just hanging out, waiting. But she definitely can look at things in a different perspective from where she is at. And it's just temporary where she's watching or looking back on things. It's just temporary, but it is has always been extremely important to be yourself. Okay. This is something that she definitely can look back on her life and still say this. It is extremely important to be yourself. She definitely looks back knowing that she released all of these fears. She released fears. Any fears that she might have had that held her back, she let those go, especially when she's looking on her life. She's able to see it in a different light. She can see it in a different perspective. She's seeing it from a completely different realm, time, however that works. And she's able to see that it is important to be yourself continuously. So that is still something that is super important to her, as well as releasing fears so that it does not hold you back in your life. And that is something that it was very important, especially when it came to any of her psychic abilities, like her intuition. She had a great knowing. And that's how she was probably such a people person, is because she just knew. She knew how to be or how to connect, or, you know, everyone felt like they knew who she was. And that's one of the biggest things that she's bringing out. She's got the sun and the moon here. So there's a lot of things speaking on, yes, it is dark, but there is always light. The sun always brings back that warmth. The sun brings back everything positive, everything charming that you can think of. But she's talking about the dark. She's talking about the shadow. She's talking about the light. She definitely sees happy times. She sees happy times. She sees positive times. She sees all of these things when it comes to being on the right path and having long-term plans. She definitely sees all of these things happening, and she knows that they were made in like a positive and optimistic way. So the energy in which she's speaking is just ideal, knowing. She was definitely in a place where she was knowing. She was definitely in a place where everything was kind of ideal in her life. There's no complaints from her. It's beautiful though. Okay, let's find out what Betty White wishes we paid more attention to. Wishes she would pay more attention to. She wishes that she would pay more attention to when she was here, and something she can speak on so that we are aware of that too. 9 of water. All right. A love of her life. She wishes that she would have paid a little bit more attention to. 9 of water. She knows that most of her wishes have come true. Most of her concerns were not heavy. They weren't something that she really ever really needed to sweep out of her way. But she does wish that she would have paid more attention to a true love in this world. She probably did too much work, and she probably didn't accept as much help as she should have. So those are things that she also is expressing through tarot, just stress related, anything like being out of balance or mentally just feeling off balance or just not feeling right in general. She feels like if she would have reached out a little bit more, she would have had more help in the mental stuff. So there might have been some shadow there, might have been some depression, some anxiety, who knows, but she had so much passion. So it was like, how can you slow down? It's like, how did she slow down and do all that? I mean, asking for help along the way, it's super difficult. She definitely feels as if she would have paid more attention to kind of the closure of things, or the ending of things, because the ending is just as important as the beginning. And she was probably a penny pincher, and she's speaking on just she was a little bit frivolous. She definitely she gave to people who were less fortunate, but she also probably would have went shopping more, or would have spent a little bit more money. She just felt like she was a little too frivolous. She was a little too cautious with her financials, and she definitely was disciplined when it came to any money decisions. So I mean, those are little tiny details, and they don't really matter much in comparison into her life, but they're just nice little things that we could think about and speak about and talk about and learn about and grow about, especially because we're still here. So these are, just nice little tidbits from, of course, Betty White. I mean, come on. Who else would you want to tell you anything? For fire is water. 8 of fire. That's in reverse. All right. The lesson that they hope that they have left here for us to learn from is just forever. Movement, forward movement. Okay. Stability, structure. Allowing yourself to begin new, always beginning new, especially when it comes to love or connection. Again, this is just confirming that one of the main things that she wishes that she would have paid more attention to while she was here was the fact that, the true love stuff, the relationship stuff, the connecting with another person, but the true love type stuff. I know. I just hate this. I hate even doing this reading. It's like, Scooter, I totally agree. And this reading is definitely showing that. As far as the lesson, though, she definitely wants the lesson to be that she was a forward movement. She was a forever kind of person. She was always forever whom she was trying to portray. That's who she was. But she definitely is just talking about beginning new, especially when falling in love and having a relationship. This card is confirming her just, that main focus or paying attention to true love. This is confirming that for sure. And just having a new home all the time, like a new mindset, new, a new thinking on things, just allowing yourself to just spiritually grow, especially when it's time, and not resisting that, just allowing it to be fluid and move through. She definitely feels like her success and her happiness and all of the things that were happening were always happening at once. She's reminding everybody that the lesson that she mainly wants to leave here is that even though that there are events or experiences or challenges, and they might all hit at once and they're all moving really quickly, the lesson is she's hoping that she left is that you find contentment. You are able to move through fluidly without resistance, without like struggle, without suffering. Those are super important things to her. And she was very much into that peace, an abundance of peace and contentment. So that is something that was vital. And she's hoping that she left that lesson here for us all. I know, right? God, I know. It's just so upsetting. All right. We're going to go into any last messages here from her. Any last messages or words, any last things, any last callings, any last perspective, enlightenment. Okay. Okay, so she's expressing through tarot, 6 of air and the Lover's card. With these 6s, this is just talking about looking over on things. So 6 means past the memories, looking on to things, looking back at things, and she's looking back at things, and she's wanting everybody to know things are looking up, things are wonderful, things are good. We are at the ending of her difficult situation, and that was probably, nearing the end. She probably wasn't feeling very good, and that is a difficult experience to pass. Physically watching it, I know that it looks not great. It doesn't look like a fun time. So she is at the ending of this difficult situation, and she is taking a motherfucking trip. She's taking a motherfucking trip, and she is going and gone. She wants also with this Lover's card, it's just the changes, the choices, all of her decisions were all weighed out completely. It was very important to her. And as far as good health, that she had good health her whole life. There was always this really healthy manner about her, physically, spiritually. Intimate relationships, though, those are definitely the choices. Again, the Lover's card coming up and just kind of indicating that if she were to come back, she would look into that relationship, that true love, that soulmate thing she was trying to find. Not even trying to find, but trying to not ignore, but somehow was not putting enough attention on it while she was here. Okay. But yeah, things are looking up. She's on a trip. She's moving. There's a lot of movement forward, but yet she's also, rekindling with her past. She's looking back on her memories, her things in childhood, and all of the things that she wishes and all of the things that she doesn't probably regret, because, regretting definitely puts you in a place of suffering. So, well, welcome to Tarot Scooter. All right, Betty, Beautiful White. Whew. Okay. This was a very hard reading. Okay. I'm just going to get off here so that I can continue on with my day. I have to get my shit together. I hope that you all enjoyed this tarot card reading, and rest in peace, Betty White. Anything else, please go hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. Go ahead and click the bell so you do not miss my notifications here at Hangman Tarot. Also, if you would, please and thank you, share, like, and follow. Check out all of the information on this tarot reading, or if you want to check out Hangman Tarot, go check out all the social media platforms, all in the description box. Also, share, like, and follow again on your social media, and go check out this video that pops up right here, right about now. And also, please enjoy your New Year's Eve. Happy New Year.